Wasabi forever. Stand for something. We appreciate the blessing, bro. Let's go.
Ain't trying to bite it, we create it, then we ride it. We know our wave is seismic and you really can't deny it. We just keep on soaring higher, you would swear it's autopilot. Then you realize tone and shift and made a living off a fly. We are the wave and it's bigger than the moment. It's a movement that's progressing like the truck stick on opponents. It's time to stake our claim, it's time to bring the pain. We're battle tested, now it's time to show it ain't a game. It's time to make a lane, a different vibe, another wave. We're known for killing, shoot, even help them pick their graves. We're breaking free of chains and running towards the day. Like the victories in plain sight, we're taking flight to reach heights. These boys is tired of waiting, tired of playing, time to go. This vibe's been percolating, gaining steam to explode. Built in anticipation, maybe time to reload. We paid our dues, now we're coming back to repo. We kicking doors, we ain't got no time for peepholes. We keep evolving for our family and our peoples. Ain't playing fair in this game, we just some cheat codes. We are the wave and our hurricanes on beast mode.
Welcome to Waves of the Bay with DJ Spaceship and Chocophone.
What is going on, world? This is Tone Capone. I'm holding it down for Waves of the Bay, and I just want to welcome everybody to the podcast episode number 2, holding it down for Tampa Bay and everything Tampa Bay related. This is Waves of the Bay, the podcast. So once again, I'm Tone Capone. I spell my name with the K, as y'all can see on the screen there, see on the logos back there and all that. Shout out DJ Spaceship, my partner in crime. He's out there in orbit right now. But I'm going to be talking to a few of my friends tonight, and I'm pretty excited. So I was cool until they came onto the live feed. Now it's like, all right, now it's about to go down. So I want to go ahead and welcome you guys to Waves of the Bay, the podcast episode number 2. Like I was telling Leppi, man, y'all got in early on this one, so I'm glad that you guys are going to be part of, like, you know, us building the foundation for this. When it comes to FM radio, we're over 100 episodes in, almost 2 years in on that. But this is something different right here. So thank y'all for taking time out to talk with me tonight on the podcast. So with that being said, I want you guys to just introduce yourselves real quick. Let me go ahead and start with Blessed Serenity.
Oh, for me. Okay. Hi. Thanks for having me for sure. Nice to be here. It's dope to be on the second episode of the podcast. Can't wait to have us both back here for the 100th episode and to hit the radio one of these days. So it's dope to be around. It's definitely been a minute. I think the last time we interacted was probably like one of the Ignite the Night shows at
we'll
5-star.
Sure.
It's been a minute. But it's dope to be back and in a different space and in a different light this time. So it's cool.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
Leppi.
Sure. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Leppi. We in here. Glad to be here. Glad to be featured on tonight's episode. Get going.
Ready?
Y'all two are too chill right now, man. Y'all, like, we got the coolest people in the world on the feed right now, man. It's cool.
Listen,
it's all right.
Gotta
it's
be.
all right. I want to go ahead and just get it all kicked off, man. Like, for real, like, one thing I've always wondered, like, especially, like, right now, I've always been asking everybody how they've adjusted during the coronavirus. So, Leppi, as an artist, producer, like, how has the corona, like, made you have to change your game up?
It's been fun, actually. I basically started making my own videos. I figured if we're going to be in quarantine, I might as well come out of it with a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put in probably like 4 months out of the whole 2020 just learning, just looking at videos on YouTube, trying to figure out how to, adapt different styles, buying different equipment to, make the process easier and everything. And it's been going pretty well. Honestly, I've been like transitioning to getting beats from other people.
Okay.
Just to, maximize my time. So I figured, if I still make my own beats, but I figured if I get beats from other people, then, I'll have more time to, crank out songs pretty much. So yeah, it's been fun. I've been just focused, laser focused, getting bars better and everything like that. The whole nine.
That's what I like to hear right there. What about you, Bless?
I've been chilling. The complete opposite. The pandemic affected me in a completely different way. Obviously, I'm a parent, so automatically that's going to put a lot of limitations on not only what I can do, but also my time
Yeah.
more than anything. Because it went from kids are off at school, great, see y'all in 8 hours to oh y'all home all the time. Okay, so that really did take up a lot of my time. I finished my book finally. I got one version of the art. I finally, like finally,
Yes.
I got one version of the artwork for it, but I wasn't too satisfied with it. So I am taking inspiration from, this dope artist here. I'm trying to teach myself some skills so that I can do my own cover this time because I think it'll add to um, the personality of the book if I do it myself. Like it kind of completes the story if I do it myself in my own little personal journey with that. So I've just been doing that, focused, staying healthy because it's been wild out. But stepped out for Loud on Seventh. That was an experience. That was amazing. We did Soul on Fire. Um, Second event produced for the festival. It was it was amazing. I mean, the level of skill set it was crazy. The artists, each one, like it was just back to
Well,
back to
well, let's
back
go ahead and dive into
amazement.
that right now. Because how did you even get to become involved with Loud on Seventh and also become one of the curators behind one of the events? 'Cause that was a major
Um,
event with major talent across the whole bill.
yeah, it definitely has been putting Tampa Bay on the map. We started in 2019, and it was an idea that Buckwheat and H came up with, and it was just like, we've been thinking about this for a while. Let's see if we can make it happen. And H and I have worked together. I don't even remember which event it was, but we had sat down, we spoke one day. I'm an event planner, a certified event planner in both social and corporate events. So just speaking and going down the list of what was going on for 2019, I'm like, so you're not gonna have a poetry event, like, but yeah, how are you featuring all of the different aspects of artistry in Tampa, and you're not giving spoken word like a stage? And it was weird and it was different, and I was scared out of my mind because I'm still the newbie. Keep in mind, like I've only been in Tampa Bay for going on 4 years, and I only really actively performed for a year and a half. I don't even perform anymore, so everybody was like, "Who's this? Where'd she come from? Like, you just got here and you're speaking out for spoken word. Like, what?" Um, and it was amazing. The turnout was crazy for year one. Literally, like, people standing outside, couldn't get in type thing. Um,
Nice.
Year two, we moved it to a much bigger event with I mean, we went to Crowbar. So, Crowbar. Going from Drip Ebor to Crowbar was insane. But, I mean, it didn't exactly work out how I planned it. We are still very very real in the middle of a pandemic. And I had 4 out of 6 poets uh, text me their positive COVID test. And it's like, hey,
Oh.
if I'm still positive, but I wear a mask, can I come? Like, nah, son, you staying home. Like, you cannot come in now. So that kind of changed the dynamic of the event a little bit. It was supposed to be Soul on Fire, a poetry and R&B experience, and I only had one spoken word artist. So, I mean, then again, she
Did you
was
put on your
insane.
did you put on your number 45 Jordan and
I
come out
did
of
not.
retirement?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not. I thought about it, but that night it was just so overwhelming with everything else that was going on. I really wanted to be there for the artist, that took the stage. Everybody was just so great that I was just engulfed in their awesomeness. Like there was no space for me to take anybody's shine that night. It was great. So
I hear
it was
that.
a dope experience. So I'm excited to see year three from a spectator end. So I'm gonna sit the next one out, but I'm excited to see what happens. So
So
yeah,
you're out of
I think
retirement
that
for
was
that
like my
one.
most active, that and learning how to film, helping people make videos and stuff.
That's
But
a
other
major
than
plus
that,
right there too. Like people don't understand like the
shameless self
money
plug,
that
like
goes into this type of stuff. Like you pay a videographer hundreds of dollars for video, interview, just an
Where am I
advertisement
coming
or a
from?
commercial or anything. So you start doing that on your own, and you actually save out all kinds of money. You get to, enhance your artistry on top of that, and get to do things how you want it to be done. And it's a major thing.
Hmm.
I'm
You good
sorry.
on
Oh,
the
for
sound over
sure.
there,
I don't know
sir?
why my phone is playing. Yeah, I don't know why my phone is playing out of nowhere.
I'm looking at him like, sir.
I'm just watching them. This is the Waves of the Bay podcast, episode 2, speaking with Blessed Serenity and talking with Leppi as well. So you've actually fallen into being an artist manager now as well?
Listen, I don't know what's going on right now, to be honest with you. I do have A&R experience. My actual background has nothing to do with poetry. I was an assistant A&R manager for Sony Latino back in 2001 in the Bronx. Like that's my origin story. And I did A&R for them for about 9 years and I ended with a small Spanish label called Prestige Records. And I went from doing that to doing album release parties. And that's where I started my passion for event planning. And from doing album release parties, I started actually going in the studio and writing with people. So then I got into ghostwriting that way. So my background actually has more to do with the behind the scenes of events and music than poetry, but it all comes down to writing. But now I'm ready to step into a different light. I purposely have not performed in a while. I'm perfectly cool with that. Today actually there was an interview that aired with the J Rose Experience, and I think I did that in May, and I was like, man, that was like the last time that I actually recited anything for anybody. Um, so it was interesting to see myself back in that space. But I like helping artists. Um, I like to think that I see things in people that others need to see. And then it becomes an urge to get that same message out. To get people to see what I see becomes like a hunger. And that's part of the drive when it comes to working with talented artists. Um, when I met this gentleman here, I was just blown away by the lyrics. Like, obviously, as a writer, I really fell in love with the wordplay. And that was mostly what kind of drew me to the music. And then I became a fan. And then eventually, I think months later, we ended up actually meeting up at Smoking Words. But that's kind of how that started. And
How
that's
long ago
usually
was this now?
2018.
A minute ago. Yeah,
Okay,
It's been a minute.
okay.
late 2018.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But it kind of, ever since then, when you're representing an artist, when you're working with an artist, if you're not one of their number one fans, then you're not going to be out there grinding for them, doing for them, like it's for you. You got to have that same hunger, that same thirst to get their message out, to get their work out that they do. And that has to reflect in your communication with people, because otherwise, why are they going to put somebody on off of the strength of your lack of excitement? You know what I'm saying? So I think having that passion of working behind the scenes, helping people and falling in love with somebody's artistry and wanting to help them get to that next level is part of what promotes you to do that. And that's the space that I'm in now. I'm comfortable doing that. I I don't work with a lot of people. I don't have the time to. Um, I'm currently just dedicated right here, but it's exciting to be in this space. It is. And I think that there's a very dope story to tell. And I'm cool being part of the foundation that made it happen. So we'll see what happens. That's
Levy,
kind of where we at.
I wanna throw this at you right now because just hearing what she's talking about, man, how does it feel to have somebody behind you that supports you as much as she does as an artist?
I definitely appreciate every single second of her help. Like throughout my whole, let's say, career of making music, I've always wanted to have, somebody like a team-based kind of situation, but it's always been all throughout life. Everything's falling back on me. So it's been me having to, do promo, find locations for things, writing the music, making the beats, all that kind of stuff. So to have somebody that can have a mindset of like how other things work that I may not be good enough at is definitely helpful all throughout time. Finding events to perform at, um, making connections like this that I probably, may not have been able to get to myself. So it's definitely helpful all the time.
Did you get to perform at Loud and Seventh as well?
Yeah, I
Of
did. I
course.
performed 3 songs. One song with Samaria. So we have that
Dope
Samia's
video.
dope,
track.
man. Yeah, Samia's
Dope
Yeah,
dope,
track.
yo.
yeah, she killed it.
Like,
She executed. Yeah,
you have to
and
understand, from my perspective, having them on, having him on, having it be a completely different genre than anybody's ever used to. Because this is an R&B event. It's like, aren't you a rapper? Like, what are you doing here? Having that happen, and then seeing the effect of that, how it translated on stage to see a completely different sound come from, and then having Samaria, who's all R&B, neo soul kind of vibe. It
But
was
she
just
has bars
explosive to
though.
see
We
that.
had Simi
Nah,
actually
she's talent on talent for real.
yeah,
we did a lady cipher at one of our events, and we
I
had
remember.
somebody fall out, so somebody just didn't show up. So Simi actually stepped up, and this is
Hmm.
the first time I ever met her. She's a young buck at this point,
I
you know,
remember.
yeah.
very ripe in the game, but she did her thing. And then the second time we seen her, she did way better, which means that her dopeness is not closed off to taking constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? She's
At
always trying
all.
to improve.
For
For sure,
sure.
for sure.
Nah, wait till you
Yeah,
hear this track though. It's gonna
I
be
need to hear
fire.
it. I need to hear all this shit.
It's gonna be fire.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's coming out January, February. I have a whole like I'm trying to decide whether I'm releasing an EP, singles on singles on singles.
Are
But
you
yeah,
sitting on
that's
a whole
probably
bunch of music right now?
way too much. Way too much. Like the whole pandemic nonstop. Like there was probably like a 10th month time to where I just didn't show up on Instagram and online basically for a while because I was basically working behind the scenes nonstop, trying to get everything lined up, artwork, videos behind the scene. Because I don't know, it's kind of weird to release a song now with just the song instead of a video. So I'm always thinking of the video concept, like as I'm either writing a song or last night I was even listening to a beat and I don't even have anything written to it and I already know what the video is looking like. So yeah, I'm always thinking of that. So tons of music that I'm sitting on. Way too
It's
much.
off the chain, man. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story about my Live on Seventh experience because I was actually supposed to host the kickoff show, and
That's
I ended up
right.
getting sick like a few hours beforehand. It wasn't the Rona. I think I just had like a stomach flu. I just got back from Kansas a few days earlier, and because that's where I'm
Mm,
from, and it's cold as fuck up there. It wasn't really cold like that, but I'm a Floridian now, so I
right.
think I ended up getting sick on the way back. So it's like noon the day of, and I just felt off. And then by the time like
Damn.
4 or 5 o'clock came, my fever was like 102, 103, and I had
Oh
to disappoint the
no.
homie. I'm just like, man, I can't even do it, man. So I felt so disappointed because I was so
So
hyped
psyched.
to be the one hosting the kickoff party, and oh man, but yeah, shout
I
out to
mean,
H, shout out to Live on
definitely shout out
Seventh,
to
man.
H. That
Shout out to
For sure.
Buckwheat as well. I mean,
that
it's all
was
love.
Um,
that was an experience. Like, year two was definitely different from year one in a lot of ways. I cannot wait to see what they do for year three. For
It's
real.
gonna be bigger, I'm sure.
sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Coachella of Tampa, man.
It's coming.
It's getting there for sure.
And if Loud
It's
on
getting there
Seventh
for
won't bring
sure.
it, somebody else will soon. So it's coming. Tampa's
Let
changing. So
Leppy, how long have you been in Tampa for?
Off and on since 1999.
Okay, you a Tampa
So
vet then.
like, yeah, I spent a few years in Orlando, went back to Virginia for like a couple years, but yeah, it's mostly been Tampa for the past 22,
So when did
22
you
years.
actually get started doing music then?
Um, Basically, I started like writing songs, or writing poetry when I was like, I guess we kicking ages now. When I was 12, and so I'm 31 now. So I
Okay.
just been writing nonstop, and it was never like a serious thing until probably like 18, 19. Then like when I was 18, I learned how to make beats, and then I just started, going deeper into it. But life things happened. They got into the way to where I wasn't able to focus as much as I wanted to on them until about 2017, 2018, to where I could just put blinders on and focus on it nonstop. So focus since about 2018, but behind the scenes writing for a long time.
Now, what was it about like your career and where you were trying to take it to that made you decide it was time to get with a manager or somebody to help guide you?
I mean, besides her dopeness and her abilities to execute things and all that kind of stuff, hype. Uh,
This is a
it was just
rarity, y'all. Like, I gotta take this in because this don't happen often. So,
Hey, take them roses while we got them.
listen,
yeah,
before they wilt
yeah.
in 5 seconds.
Yeah, but like basically I found myself in a loop more or less. Like I do computer programming. Like I'm like 6 credits away from having a computer science degree. So
Dope.
basically like when you do programming you have like loops and everything and they execute. So I felt like I was in a loop of like doing the same thing over and over again. So I just felt like, hey, if there's some way to where I can like maximize my time and my efforts and be able to have some kind of support to make things happen another way, then you know she was the
His
perfect
insanity
one.
just needed some serenity. That's all.
All that, yeah,
Perfect name for it, huh?
yeah.
It's
Shameless
gonna be
plugs
one of
all
them.
night. I'm telling you.
Blessed already gonna play this back whenever she's feeling down. Just that little clip right there
Yo,
Yeah.
on
facts.
repeat. She'll be
For
good. You
real.
know what I'm saying?
For
Just
real.
clip out those 30 seconds.
Right there. That's all she needs. Skip the rest of the
Yeah,
damn interview. But that shit right there is on point.
yeah.
This is the Waves of the Bay podcast, episode number 2. We got Blessed Serenity. We got Leppi. We've been talking with them just about everything so far. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about verses. Actually, y'all watch the verses?
I
I
have
watched some of them at the
some.
beginning.
Did
Yeah.
both of y'all watch the KRS Kane one?
I
Like
watched
5 minutes
it.
of it.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
didn't
watch the
watch it?
whole thing. Not the whole
What?
thing.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not
like
gonna
a
lie
few
to you. That
years past my time.
which is the one there was only
Man,
the what was it? Oh my God, the reggae one. That was the only one that I like tuned in beginning to end because
that was
it was a
that was
party.
a complete vibe.
It was like house parties in the BX back in the day. It was just crazy. Like I loved the whole vibe to that. But I'm not, I follow who wins and take like song for song, but I haven't like sat there and tuned in to like really have an opinion. I know I
The
missed
last
I'm
out.
one I
very
watched.
surprised with you because we're talking about two pillars of New York,
Yeah,
and you
no,
sat
for
that one
real.
out.
I
And
was
Leppi,
mad
we're
when I
talking
found out
about
about
two
it.
icons of hip hop. I'm surprised you ain't tuned in for that, man. What?
He said, "Listen, that what'd
Wow.
you say about it was out of your time for what?"
I guess I gotta I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
prep I gotta prep these questions before I ask them, huh?
now the last full one I watched was the not the KRS one, the Dipset Jadakiss one.
Oh,
Oh,
Like I
that
sat
was
through that whole
that was
one.
amazing, actually.
hey,
Yes.
KRS and Kane was even better than that, but yo, Jadakiss killed all the
No,
motherfuckers on
like
that
that
one.
was the
Yeah,
Jada
by
show.
himself,
Like bring
by
the
himself.
casket
Yeah,
out type shit, man. Wifey was
Murdered
just
the
watching
whole
this shit
scene.
music
Like
like
for sure.
there was some character. Like I was just like, why is Santana even here? Like I get it, you're free now, so you got to show face. But
it
it's like,
was a
why was he there?
mismatch. It was
Cameron
a
was a clown the
mismatch.
whole time. It was dope seeing everybody together though, and I cannot wait for that concert. I'll tell you that. That's
You'll
one
be
concert that
there.
I'll
For
be
sure.
hyped to go to. Like
It's gonna be a
the way
lot of
that they
fun.
just laid that out, that foundation that they put out for that concert. Oh yeah, that's gonna be lit. I plan on
You'll
being
be
there.
there with
That's
your
gonna be
big
fun.
ass hoop earrings on and all that shit,
Door knockers, Yep,
huh?
Tim's whole thing. Yep.
Yeah. The Versus tour probably gonna be the new Millennium tour and all that. Like Millennium, Scream, all those tours. It's gonna be the
Watch,
new joint.
It's pretty much
watch.
everybody that goes on Versus pretty much either is putting out a new album or else they're gonna go on tour right afterwards and get that money. Which I can't be
Right.
mad about it because you guys know how things work now with the streaming and everything. And let me actually
Yeah.
like with streaming, were you like did you have like a distribution deal before you got with Blessed Serenity or was she the one that taught you like the whole business behind music and everything?
No, I was SoundCloud all the way,
Okay.
and then figured out the ways of how to get on Spotify and all that, and yeah, pretty much get the distribution, DistroKid, all that kind of stuff, all the behind the scenes stuff. What is it, SoundCamp? I think it is. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Bandcamp.
she was definitely part of that.
I
Yeah,
think
Bandcamp.
part of what makes this partnership work is that there is a balance. There's a lot that I don't know on that side of things. Stop it.
What?
There's a lot that I don't know on that side of things. And there's a lot that, I think that when you can complement each other in that way, any business relationship will flow effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? I think I bring things to the table when it comes to working with an artist that obviously from an artist management perspective, from a former A&R perspective, the artist would not have those same insights or, that experience, that perspective. I knew nothing about BMI. I just started performing a year and a half ago, so I had no clue about any of that. So being able to kind of, learn from each other also makes it work. It makes it easier to, what I'm saying, like want to be actually stuck working with somebody. So
Cool.
Well, that's a good thing. Y'all get to grow together and get to learn these things at the same time. That's one thing I make sure, like, I try to, and it's not like I try to preach on every damn podcast show, but if I'm speaking with the artist, man, and you're in the music business, we got to talk about business behind music because a lot of people are leaving money on the table. And, even when it comes to like performing at open mics or, performing at the events that we had, if you got all your stuff in order, you can get paid for open mics. Like people don't
right.
understand that.
Yeah,
Like there
yeah.
are many ways to get paid, and I don't know the last time I bought a CD. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Everything's streaming right now, and if you're not with that and not getting paid per stream, or you're not on YouTube or all this other stuff, you behind the
Spotify,
eight ball
Apple,
on that shit,
somewhere.
man. Like
Hmm.
straight up.
Yeah. I just
It's
learned
true.
about that whole performance, how you could get paid off of performances from DJ Ant. Shout out to DJ Ant. I learned that from him last year. So that was
Hmm.
definitely a very helpful tip because I had no clue about that at all. I thought it was just, songs on Spotify, Apple Music, and that's the only way. But once I learned that, yeah, it was a
The
wrap.
major thing lately is TikTok for real, man. These cats is getting paid off TikTok because they
Yeah,
count that
That's
as
the
a
craze.
stream. So all these dances that are a million views and all, I don't even do TikTok, but
It's
baby girl be
crazy to be.
dancing
I
their
don't
ass off
either.
that shit.
Like I see TikToks on people's stories, to be honest with you, and I have a TikTok account, but I don't. Boy, listen, I'm not that coordinated. I'm not doing videos.
I don't believe you. You
Like
probably got a
I'm.
secret account up there twerking or
I
something.
promise you, I don't. I don't, and I want to do that because my daughter, like, my daughter's 12, so she's at that stage now where she like, she thinks she's cute and she want whatever. We might do it one of these days, but um, it's amazing to me, even and the age gap working specifically with him, the age gap is evident because I'm 39, he's 31. I come from a completely different background, and how you made money back then was entirely different from how it happens now. So it's it's a little wild to me. Even now, we're still very much in the age of YouTube, and it still takes a lot more to get 1,000 views on YouTube than it does on TikTok. Like you can go viral, like
Ridiculous.
it's just crazy how fast you can go. Like it's like dynamite, like just the powder and the lighter thrown. It's just insane, and you can pretty much monetize anything nowadays. You just have to find,
That's pretty much what it's
either, I
all
mean,
about, though.
Facts.
it's either you find your, what is it, your niche, right? That's how you say it?
Your niche.
My Latina's coming out, yeah. So it's either,
You don't need to pronounce shit
get it.
right either, though.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this Boricua from the Bronx is gonna mess it up every time. But it's just you either, getting where you fit in, or you create a sound that is commercial enough to get you in everywhere.
Mhm.
Like that's really the only way to see it. And that's the key, though. You know what I mean? What do you do when you're not the kind of person that's super social, that likes to be in front of the camera all the day, like the whole day, that lives to be online all day, but you have quality music? What do you do when that
Start
happens?
producing, huh?
Yeah. Kind
Find
of,
somebody that's
yes.
cool with it and get them to get you out there. That's why it's important to have a partnership and a balance, you know what I'm saying, with management or somebody that whoever's working with you, whether you're doing artist development, whether you're managing an artist, figure out a balance, because it can't be one person doing all the work while the other person is dictating. It can't be only one person having all the ideas while the other person is just following along. There has to be
Mm.
an equal flow of energy in order for it to, to work.
Synergy.
That's it. That's
Hmm.
the word, for sure. For sure. But it's fun being on this end. It is.
Teamwork makes the
Um,
dream work. My
that whole
favorite
part.
motto.
It
That whole
really
part.
does, man. Because like I've been on teams where I've had to carry the weight, and I've been on teams where it's actually a full out brotherhood almost. You know what I'm saying? So there's a
Yeah.
major difference when you talk about that because whenever you have a team, it seems like somebody's always gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why,
Yeah.
but somebody's
There's always
always
one.
gonna fall
You
off.
don't
So
want to
it's
be
just
the
how are
one
you gonna
person in a group
adapt?
project.
Nah, you damn sure don't. You damn sure don't. You
But
damn
that's
sure
the
don't.
thing, though. Even when you're not in a group, even when you do have like single management, you have a lot of people out here. I mean, I'm pretty sure you see the same thing with promoters. You have a lot of people out here that just see the money. They don't really care what you play. They don't care what kind of sound you bring. You got 10 people, you got whatever number of people that can buy a ticket to the event. Cool, I'll put you on the bill. Not really putting that much effort into your artist. How can I say that I want to put you on, I want to work with you, but I don't know your music,
Hmm.
but I've never heard your song
Or don't even really care to hear it.
at all. And like recently I've seen this happen, with artists, and it's just wild to me that that's still happening. And if you don't have a passion for it, you shouldn't be working with an artist. If you're not, as excited about the artist's music, what product they're putting out, then you shouldn't be working with them. Like there's a lot of let's get money, but I don't really fuck with you type shit out here.
Hmm.
It definitely flows different when you believe in the artist and, you actually know what they're playing, what sound is out there, what people are listening to. It makes a difference.
Have
It
you
makes
ever
a
tell
difference.
Leffy he had a trash record yet?
Be honest.
His early music,
That's
yeah, his early music
appreciate it.
The early when
for
he came
sure.
straight with it.
Yeah,
Got it.
no, his early music, it was like, I'm so glad you've grown. But real shit, one of the things that I can appreciate, and I can say this as both a fan and a business partner. Um, every single every single song that he has put out since I've met him, at least, has been progressively better than the last. The story that, what was it, WWC? Um, that was the last EP, right? When did that come out?
Yeah. April of last year, like I thought I was gonna
When
die, so I just threw out a whole bunch of music.
it was like the most emo, like I kind of want to kill myself. I'm depressed, but then it's kind of like there's a comeback story. Like listening to it beginning to end, it tells a story, and you can see how the artist literally, like the phoenix and shit, like
Hmm.
just came back from a really dark space of yo. I don't know if I want to create. I don't know if I want to be here. I don't know if I belong here. I don't know how much more time I have left to the story of redemption, at the end where the person survives and then the next single is I don't really give a shit. I'm not trying to be a role model. Like I'm just out here doing me and I'm gonna be dope doing it, whether, you taking lessons or not. I don't really care. That's not what I'm doing it for. That in itself was an inspiration. And then SpaceX, which well, no, hindsight, right? It was hindsight then SpaceX. Listen, I know there's a lot
Yeah.
of music lately, but it's just every single story is different and lyrically better and musically progressively more impressive. Um, but his beginning work, yeah, it was different. It was
I wanna
Well,
know
different.
after this
actually,
how far back we talking about.
yeah, right. You got it. That's the off-camera shit right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, nah, man. But I was actually listening to your music earlier today, like probably about a couple hours straight, honestly, man. Because I'm more than
Appreciate it.
likely I'm spinning right this Saturday on Waves of the Bay. So heads up on that shit. But I just
Appreciate it.
wanted to hear your sound. Like, for one, I wanted to make sure you was on streaming platforms, which you are. So thank
Yeah.
you. And I want to just
All
hear
of
what you
them.
was talking about, man. And it just seems like you didn't really like hold back. You know what I'm saying? You gave, everything was just authentic when it came to your words. Like you weren't really trying to, you know, sugarcoat anything. You weren't trying to fit a mold or anything. You was just doing you. So as an artist,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. 'Cause I like that genuine, that feel, man.
That's from an artist to me as a person, pretty much. Like you can even ask Blessed Serenity. I don't really sugarcoat anything. Like whether this is off music, on music, regardless. Yeah, it's just everything. Like I got to tell my story, how I tell it, and how it's coming out, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I
part of
feel
what
the
makes
same
it
way.
interesting. Like, if you know this person outside of this space, and like, it's funny to me, because if you, if you know this person outside of this camera screen, every lyric you hear is real shit. Like, it's not like, oh, this isn't for the gram, or this isn't because it sounds good. This is like, nah, this person's life is literally being told in this story. This is not your typical rap shit where it's like, let me just come up with a story because it sounds good or it flows good. Like, no, this is literally stretching stimmies and, making it through the
I
pandemic
ain't
and
heard that
saying,
yet.
like, they're
Right.
going
That's the
to.
Tampa shit right there.
Fuck. Listen,
Yeah.
nah, but like, just the levels of genuinity in the music makes it so much more appealing.
I love it,
But
man. I love it
yeah,
because the fact that he's linked up with you, and I have a good, understanding of who you are over these past few years. We've known each other probably 4 or 5 years now.
we getting there.
Amazingly.
We're making
But
four, yeah.
yeah, like
Damn, it's been a
I seen you
minute.
grow as a performer now. A business owner, manager, curator, promoter.
Man,
I didn't
your
know
stage
anything
was the
about the
first stage
A&R
I
stuff, man.
cried.
Yeah,
Your
when's
stage
the
was the
last time I
first
actually
stage I
heard
cried
you?
on.
The last time I seen her was the last live event that we had, and that was March of 2019, man.
17.
Golly, yo,
Man,
it's
that's yeah
crazy.
before.
It's been a
It's crazy.
minute. It's been a minute. But it's been an honor, really. Like, just you see yourself, you see your growth off of how people tell you about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I love to sit with people and hear my, what I call horror stories from when I started, when I first moved to Tampa that I didn't know anybody. And people were like, yo, how, you just got here. I've been here for 10 years. How do you know the door person? How do you know the guy that works the kitchen? Like, how do you know these people?
Facts.
I'm like an antisocial social person, like an introverted extrovert, if that makes any sense. Like,
The
I don't
accuracy.
like people, but I really don't like people. I really don't like people, but I love networking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a point behind it, if you're a person that at some point I can turn to and be like, yo, you trying to make money together? Yo, I have this idea. You trying to elevate it to the next level? Like, if at some point we can work together to bring forth something positive for someone, for a community, for a city, then yes, I want to shake your hand and look you in the eye and introduce myself, because at some point, if some big shit is going on, it'll be an honor to work with you in that level. So I kind of make that my point, and I do it unintentionally. I promise. It's like, I don't even know why. It's like, I don't know how it happens, but I got here and I met so many great people, and one thing just kind of led to another. And when you meet good people that have good intentions, that have good ideas, and you get together, great shit happens, and that's what's happened so far. So it's been a blessing. It really has, and it's dope to meet, like you and I, we've known each other for a while now, and just kind of see, like, you were on that side of the room when you first got here. Like, man, the first show, I remember that show. I cried my ass out. I was like, I had to stop in the middle of the performance, and I was like, hold on, y'all, because I broke down in the middle of
Straight
the
up,
performance.
middle microphone in hand,
Yeah, it was
phone in
crazy.
hand,
Nah, because see, what
Five
happened
star.
was, let me tell you what happened. So,
and then it had
actually,
rained.
I think I did tell you what happened. Right before I got on stage, the guy that I was dating at the time was supposed to come to the event. And we got into an argument, and he didn't want to come. And I was in my feelings about it. And the piece was about, us and where we were. And I was just overwhelmed with emotion at that moment. And as an artist, that was a really big moment for me, because I was ashamed and I was embarrassed, which is why I had to take a step back and literally to see like a slew of Tampa great poets like gather around me, rally around me, and be like, girl, yes, like that was fucking great, because the emotion was so real. That was life changing for me as an artist. It was, I have problems with vulnerability, because I really, really, really have to care about you to let you see me in a vulnerable state. Otherwise, I will be New York all day, and it'll be like, are you ever soft? Does anything faze you? Like, are you ever, but I really, right. And, till I die, like, that's just how we are. But to be able to be in such a vulnerable state and to not feel ashamed or not, to allow that to be a part of my artistry was life changing for me. So I will never forget that night. So grateful. It was a
I
great
love
experience.
stories like that, and I actually love being able there to experience that because one thing about music, about spoken word, about art, period, is like it gets people there. And if you're the person that's delivering the message and you bring somebody to the tears, like that's like a whole nother feeling right there, man. Like that means that they connected with you on a level that most people haven't. And on the flip side, as an artist, when you see all these people that you look up to, your peers and people that you consider, icons or however you want to look at them, but they're looking
Hmm.
at you and giving you support and gathering around and making sure that you're okay. That's next level as well. So I love hearing those type of stories.
Crazy experience, for
Yeah.
sure.
Sure.
For sure. It was crazy. And I mean, there's been a couple of times like I've seen over these 3 years that I've known Leppi, I've seen him perform in a lot of stages. Seeing his growth as an artist, as a performing artist, is a completely different uh, story than admiring his lyrical skill. Um, you know, it's really dope, just like you're saying. It's really dope to see somebody struggle with, certain things at the beginning or lack confidence in a certain area and then literally be at a point where it's like, I'm just gonna put it all out there and you're gonna take all the smoke, you're gonna take all these emotions, whatever story I'm telling you, you're gonna listen to it and I'm gonna look good doing it and I'm gonna be genuine putting it out and that makes all the difference when it
You
comes
take
to like
control of
growth
your
and
narrative, is how I like
relatability,
to
for
say it,
sure,
man. And that's one
for
of the things I
sure.
have a problem with too, man. I need to be hands on with shit. Like if I'm involved, I need to have a say
Yes.
in what we doing. I
That
don't need
sounds
to be the
familiar.
boss. I don't need to be the boss, but I need to have a say in what we doing. You know what
See,
That part. Yeah, that whole part.
there are some people though that are control freaks, they just want to have a say in
Just a little
everything.
bit.
I'm saying? So this looks
You
like a
know,
meme right here, man. It's like
every game that be perfect, doing perfectly.
Oh
yeah,
man, nah,
this
but
is the
it's
Waves of the
it's
Bay
crazy.
podcast, and we're speaking with Blessed Serenity, speaking with Leppi, episode number 2. I want to thank y'all for taking time out to speak with me tonight. I do got one last question for you, kind of completely off topic, man. But I'm a foodie, like I said, I like to eat. So let me say,
Hmm.
y'all take me back to your home, your hometown. What's the first place you're gonna take me to? What are you gonna try to feed me, yo? I want to know.
Mm.
Where am I taking
You
you?
can
Am
go
I cooking at
first.
home or taking you back to New York?
You taking me to New York?
Oh, okay. Ooh, all right. Oh,
What
I'm
y'all
taking you to
feed
New
me?
York first. I thought you
What
was
y'all?
going to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thought you was going to Virginia first.
It's
No?
been a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go. So, um, if you consider like Virginia, it's been such a long time since I've been up there that I don't even know what's there. So, if you, let's say we're going back to where my family's at in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a I heard it's been downhill, so it's kind of unfortunate. But this place called Cookout, that's
Okay.
like the best like mix of like fast food and like basically cookout barbecue food. That's like probably the best spot out there for sure.
Okay, so give me some barbecue and some good American food.
Yeah,
Some of
some
that Southern
coleslaw,
food.
ribs, all that
Okay,
kind of stuff. Yeah,
okay, I can get
That
down
sounds
with
kind of
that.
good.
I can get down with
yeah.
that. What you gonna get? New York got everything. What you gonna get me?
Man, listen, I was about to ask you what you want. Where we going?
They got
I
everything.
mean, I was raised in the Bronx, but I lived in Queens up to right before I moved here. So I lived in Queens actually for half of my life. Um, I don't know, man. Like I think New York and I think pizza, and I would have to take you to Gabby's Pizza over on Hillside Avenue, Jamaica, Queens, for sure.
Okay,
Um, Definitely, like, yo, I have never had any pizza like this ever in my life. And I've eaten a lot of pizza. Like, yo, this pizza is
New
amazing.
Yorkers
Um,
swear y'all got the
on
best pizza,
everything.
yo.
Listen,
Man.
fight me over it. This is that real. Like, I will stand on how good our pizza is. So, yes, Gabby's Pizza for the win. That would definitely be the spot. Um, either that, there's a roti spot up in 179th Street on Hillside Avenue, off the hook, little hole in the wall space, but listen, so good. Um, I mean, there's a little bit of everything, so
I've
you
tried
tell
it.
me what you want. Whatever it is that you want, I got you. But yeah, you definitely got to hit some
I
pizza.
like the sounds of that because I'm all about going places and eating new stuff. So I
For
appreciate
sure.
y'all giving me the idea of what I need to be getting down with, man. If I take
Listen,
y'all to Kansas, we getting barbecue straight up. So I'll tell you that right now. As soon as we step off the plane, y'all gonna go get some Gates barbecue, get some burn-ins, and get a mixed plate. And
ooh, that
that's
sounds
exactly
good.
what y'all gonna get.
The way
That's
my stomach
Spaceship
just
Definitely.
Fest.
turned.
Look at Spaceship's Facebook, and he has like a whole homage to Gates barbecue. So.
Y'all
Mm.
doing dry ribs, some sauce, or what? What we doing?
Oh no, it's they give you the sauce. They give you the sauce on the ribs and also on the side for me. I need extra sauce with pickles.
Slather it.
You know what I'm
Slather
saying?
it.
That's the
With
secret right
pickles?
Wait,
there.
talk to me
Oh,
about
the
these
pickles.
pickles. What
Yeah,
happens?
yeah, yeah. That's the
I'm
best
like,
part. See,
wait.
I can't give y'all all the game now. I can't give y'all all the game now. But nah, I will plug one place in Tampa because if y'all ever know, been to Ella's on Nebraska, a little bit south of Hillsboro. On Sundays, they have a Sunday brunch, soul food
Okay.
Sunday brunch, and it's like Kansas City barbecue. Y'all should try it.
Mm.
It
Really?
take, it's close enough that I will stop by there, every few months and grab some to get a little fix. So
You know what, man? I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell the world, but I'm gonna trust you. There was this one time. Actually, he knows because he likes them too now. There was this one time where I was like, "Yo, everybody's talking about this burrito tacos. Somebody tell me where to get the best tacos. Where can I get the
Yeah,
best tacos?" My man came
it's
on
been
my
a rap
Facebook
since then.
post and he was like, "Tacos Los Californias. Shut everything down. Forget what everybody's saying. Go there."
they
Listen,
see me every Sunday after church. I roll through there like every Sunday and then go watch the game.
man, listen. I'm
You
still
know they
trying to
know
get him
my
to come
country
out.
ass with that shit, man. They be like, "What's up, Tone? Hey, what's up, fool?"
First name, first name basis for real. Nah, I think he still hasn't tried him out, but definitely best tacos in Tampa. So
That's
for
what's
sure,
up.
I'm gonna definitely trust you on that.
That's hey, I'll take my flowers.
For real, that was a dope ass recommendation. I tell everybody, and they're like, "A food truck though," and I'm like, "Oh no, they're getting a brick and mortar spot soon. Don't worry about it." And I think they are actually. I think in
Come
like
on.
what a month they're about to open up.
Down over here in Country
So
Country.
I'm excited. Listen, I will troop there. That's okay.
I'll have
I will
most of them
travel.
down.
I will travel. They're worth it. Ooh, they're worth it.
Now y'all got
But
me. I shouldn't even ask this question at the end. Now I'm thinking about food and shit.
listen, I'm trying to see the
All
time.
good.
Like it's not even 10. I could still eat. It's cool.
Uh,
It's all right.
all the restaurants about to close right now.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Rona right now too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
All
that's
the
10,
true.
restaurants be
10
closing
p.m. Like how
early
you
and shit.
closing at 10?
Hmm.
That's wild.
Now let me ask you guys this. Do you guys foresee, what do you foresee as normality for us? Tampa is on the rise in every sense of the word, artistically, from a sports perspective, from a business perspective, from a technology perspective. Tampa's about to blow up. And we see that not only in the 40% price increase over in the rent over the year,
Hmm.
but, there's a lot of changes going on. How do you think that, the pandemic, it doesn't, I can't even tell you it's coming to an end. I think we're up to Mu or Lambda or something because they just, after Delta, they just kept multiplying. But at this point, what do you foresee is the normalcy for the artist scene in Tampa?
I don't really I don't really see anything changing for a while still. So I mean, with that being said, people are still out kicking it and figuring out how to do events, but it's
Listen,
scaled down.
everybody
Everything's
outside.
masked up. I mean, well, they're not even really masked up that much
Nobody
anymore, but
masked up,
I
boy.
don't really see it changing anything. As far as the city of Tampa, period, we're definitely growing. Like we're going to be like one of the premier spots in all of America, like very soon. Like you can tell, And I'm not a fan of gentrification by any means, but they are knocking old shit down and putting better shit out there, to
Did you
attract
see
more
what's about to
people
happen
to.
in Ybor? Ybor's about to switch up.
No.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. With the whatever South is what they're calling Ybor South is what they're calling it.
yep.
Yeah.
That's about to be a whole
And
different
once
vibe.
that
It's gonna be
builds,
like a little new
think
Hyde
about
Park.
it. Think about you're riding
Yeah.
down the crosstown and you're pulling up on all this shit now. You know what I'm saying? Everything's popping up. This is the view you got when you're riding
Are you,
downtown.
you talking about down by the stadium?
I'm talking about down. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Starting, yeah,
Downtown.
Yeah, I
starting
just saw that
downtown.
for the first time the other day. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
I
Yeah,
love the
Tampa's
crosstown.
definitely changing. Yeah, I just
I'm
read this article the other
excited.
day.
See,
I'm
where I'm from,
excited.
like places close and like the buildings stay closed and they're just standing and vacant. So I don't mind seeing shit
Damn.
getting, knocked over and rebuilt. But
Yeah,
with that being said, I mean, when it comes to the whole gentrification, kicking people out of, homes and communities and destroying that type of stuff, I'm not a fan of that. So there needs to be some
of
type of
course.
balance when it comes to that. I'm
Of
from a
course.
community where, people know each other by their last names and you look out for, your neighbors. So
Especially, yeah.
it's not like that all the way out here right now because everybody's just moving from other places and shit. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this is one of the cities with the highest, like, influx of out of town, like, what is it, out of state, new out of state residents, I guess, residents. I mean, I shouldn't be talking because I'm
Yeah,
one of them, but,
Tampa's like
you
one of
all
the
know,
three of
top.
us are.
yeah, like, we shouldn't be talking. But, gentrification sucks in every aspect, of course, especially because we know that the more marginalized and underserved communities are the ones that are first going to be affected by it. Um, Not everybody gets to enjoy, yeah, the city grows, but the cost of living grows. And if the wages don't grow, if the jobs don't grow with a wider spectrum of, I don't know, I guess, I don't even know how to make that work because, yeah, they do create more jobs for people in the city. But there's a lot of people that don't want to go out to work right now. There's a lot of people that are still afraid and are comfortable, working from home. My job, I had to do my FWA agreement today. I have to go back into the office 2, 3 days out of the week. And it's like, damn, I was chilling at home. I know people that are quitting and are like, nah, I'll figure it out. But, the way that this state is working, you're either going to be homeless or you're going to find yourself working
With
because,
that whole vaccine mandate on top of things too, I mean, that's not making things better.
it's not. It's not. And I mean, like, we could get into that whole conversation because that's a whole other.
hmm
There's just so many things overlapping right now. But I think that the bottom line is that Tampa's coming up no matter what. Like, it's just a speeding train at this point. And I hate to say it because I was not a Brady fan, but he's starting to grow on me. But it kind of did start with Brady coming to the. I know. Fix your face. I know,
Come
but
on now.
it.
You know I'm still mad
But
about this shit.
that I know.
She
I
mad
know
'cause
that
she
sounds like
waited.
fix
What
your
you
face.
mean?
Um, but it kind of is snowballing. It kind of is, and there's just so much dopeness. I mean, listen. I'm so in love with this city right now. Like, I'll forever love
I
New
love
York. I will
Tampa too.
forever be a New Yorker, like, forever. I have not gone back since I've gotten here. I don't see myself ever living there again. I love everything about Tampa because it gives me that combination of home. You know what I mean? Like, it's becoming a big city. When I moved here, it was already big, but it wasn't what it's about to be. And to
Yeah.
witness that transformation is going to be dope. So
And it's
I'm
like right
excited.
there too. Like it's very
Like,
close. So it's
right
like
there, right
for
there,
everybody that's doing stuff like us, like let's pretty much be in position and be ready. Because
for
when this shit
sure.
pops off, you don't want to try to start getting ready. You want to be ready to attack and
Right.
For
get these
sure.
opportunities.
And when you
Yeah,
have
I've been saving
artists,
that for a
you know
little
what I'm
minute.
saying? When you have artists like who are concentrated on doing both, you know what I'm saying? Who are holding down the business end of things, making sure that the money's being made during the day, and then at night still being creative and putting out good content because the artist scene in Tampa, there's quality in a lot of places right now. And I think that there needs to be a combination, another conversation that needs to be had. There needs to be a combination of promoters need to stop telling people, just invest in yourself, invest in yourself. Not everybody got it, my nigga. We're in the middle of this pandemic right now. So, you know what I mean? Like, investing in myself does not, I mean, I have $300 to perform in your event because I got to pay the rent this month. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody has it right now. So there has to be a conversation where it's like, okay, real shit is about to be happening. How can we both work together to make this happen so that we can
That's a
all eat? Because there's enough space for
whole nother
everyone to
convo
eat.
right there. That
It
might be a
really
whole nother
is.
podcast episode. So let's maybe end it
Listen,
like this. Right now,
listen.
I want y'all to drop your social media information real quick, and we'll do it like that.
Cool.
Let's go ahead,
You
Leppy. You
can,
start off.
yeah, go ahead.
All right. You can find me anywhere at Leppi_VAFL. That's LEPPI_VAFL. I'm on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms, Tidal. I barely go on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I've been on Twitter a lot lately. I'm still trying to transition to TikTok, but yeah, find me pretty much anywhere on there.
You can find me on Instagram. My personal is Blessed Serenity _ BLESSEDSERNITY _ and then I have my artist page, which is The Blessed Serenity, THEE Blessed Serenity. You can find me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. Just don't judge me on the shit that I say, but Blessed and Serene is my my handle. So find me there. But this was dope, Tone. Thank you.
Thank y'all for taking time out to talk with me. Episode 2 of the Waves of the Bay podcast. I'm Tone Capone. Once again, I spell my name with a K. Y'all can visit me on my webpage, www.tone-capone.com. If you spell it with a C, you will not see me. So make sure you spell it correctly. You'll get right to my webpage. It should be right down here. So, not that, hey, hold up now. But, but not for real, though. Thank y'all for taking time out tonight. And I can't wait till I see y'all live again, man. We'll get it in. I'll definitely have a drink with y'all when we see each other.
Cannot wait.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Cannot
Appreciate
wait.
having us.
And to the world out there, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 2 of Waves of the Bay podcast. We'll catch y'all the next go round. Once again, peace out.
Bye.
It's Kino Sabi forever. Stand for something. We appreciate the blessing, bro. Let's go.
Ain't trying to bite it, we create it, then we ride it. We know our wave is seismic and you really can't deny it. We just keep on soaring higher, you would swear it's autopilot. Then you realize tone and shift and made a living off of fly. We are the wave and it's bigger than the moment. It's a movement that's progressing like the truck stick on opponents. It's time to stake our claim, it's time to bring the pain. We're battle tested, now it's time to show it ain't a game. It's time to make a lane, a different vibe, another way. We're known for killing shit, even help them pick their graves. We're breaking free and chains and running towards the day. Like the victories in plain sight, we're taking flight to reach heights. These boys is tired of waiting, tired of playing, time to go. This vibe's been percolating, gaining steam to explode.